Welcome everybody to our PlayStation meeting reaction video. We will be discussing the Sony conference which took place yesterday. We'll be discussing what was revealed, the information they gave us, and our feelings and thoughts on it. So I'll just give a quick recap. They revealed a PlayStation Slim, which will be replacing the current PS4, and they released a new model PS4, which is named the PS4 Pro, which will be a upgraded version of the current PS4, which will be capable of 4K video gaming and HDR video gaming. PS4 Slim is going to be priced at $249, which is the current PS4 price, and the PS4 Pro is coming in at $349. So just quick reactions from everybody. Palms, what did you think about the conference overall and what they revealed?
If I'm giving you an honest opinion, I never understand why they do this. I just think these conferences with the Slim, especially with the Pro now, I just think it's like based on the Apple model.
Yeah.
Let's just rebrand it, name it something, and I think it was pointless. I'm not going to spend my money on it. Because there's no need, and as you mentioned, the Pro it hasn't got a Blu-ray, right? Is it
No.
Pro, Slim. Does Slim have Blu-ray?
No, the Slims they have Blu-ray player, but neither of them
4K.
will be able to play 4K Blu-ray. They'll support 4K Netflix and 4K YouTube, but not 4K Blu-ray, which is just a really odd decision.
I don't understand. That is kind of taken away from the current model? Is it not?
Well, it still plays Blu-ray. They stressed afterwards, Mark Cerny, who was one of the presenters at the conference, stressed that this is going to be a video gaming console that is for video gamers. But
okay. First thing is, if you guys remember the last PlayStation, before they released the PlayStation, their whole marketing scheme was to take on Microsoft and their Xbox One home entertainment system. So they put the Blu-ray in there. They were like, okay, you know what? All right, fair enough. It's for the gamers, but you have this option in there because they knew they weren't just gamers that were going to buy it. They were going to be people who want to use it as an entertainment system. I mean, look, you've got Netflix on there. I don't know about you guys, but my PlayStation 4 is mainly used for Netflix when me and my missus watch it, and that's the main use of it. Now, I know 4K ain't a big deal. Like, all right, it's only 4K, but I want the option. Why would I go out fork out on another model when all it is removing the 4K option for Blu-ray? I'm not going to buy a Blu-ray.
But just to throw that in there, are you really going to buy 4K Blu-rays?
No, it's my ego. I just want to say I've got something that's capable of playing 4K. I'm not going to be pointed to go to look. If you bought one and we sat there and you went, yeah, I got the PlayStation Pro. Oh, this does this, and we have like to see whose dick's bigger. I'll be like, yo, dude. My one can play Blu-ray 4K. What can yours do?
But yeah, I mean, exactly. I'm with Palms on that because if you have a 4K, like I don't have a 4K TV, but if I had a 4K TV and I had a PS4 that played 4K Blu-ray, and I buy Blu-rays, especially of movies that I really enjoy, like I can imagine buying like Revenant, which is such a cinematic movie, in 4K Blu-ray. Like I would want to watch that in 4K, but I don't even have the option of watching that. So I think it's just a misstep. I just have a few thoughts on the conference itself. I think the E3 conference was so good. If we just journey back a few months, they just showed us game after game after game. It was such an amazing conference. This conference just seemed so tame and lame. I think the content of the conference wasn't great, and I think it was just a bit of a boring conference. I think they failed to deliver the message of why you should be buying this. Because for me, and for a lot of people out there, I mean, 40 million PS4s have been sold. So at the moment, they're already beating Xbox One. In my opinion, there was no need to buy to release a more powerful PS4 unless it was a next-gen PS4, a PS5. rather.
I think
Because they already know. Sorry, Nib. They already know that Microsoft said at E3 the Xbox Scorpio is coming in 2017 Christmas, and it's going to be much more powerful than the Xbox One. So Microsoft said that the next generation console is coming next year. So what is the point of this console? So like if you're a person like me who already has a PS4, there's no need for me to buy this. And if you want a more powerful console, why not just wait for the Xbox One next year? And if you want a PS4, then why not just buy a PS4 Slim, which is $100 less or £100 less? Like, there's no real incentive for people to buy this, in my opinion. It just alienates their player base and separates the market. So Nidal, what did you think of the conference?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. That I think it was a bit boring. They didn't show enough content, and again, like you said, they didn't really give enough reasons of why you should buy it. But I think they've gone into this knowing that the people that want to buy it don't need much convincing. They're going for people who've got a little bit extra cash, because the average gamer is like a lot older than it was 10 years ago, and they've got money to spend on gaming. So they might not have a PC for gaming at home, so they're trying to kind of tailor the console for them, so that they can get that extra cash out of those kind of consumers. Because, like you said, they've already sold 14 million PS4s, so they're not going to be selling that many more. So they're just trying to find another way to get money out of people who've got money and willing to spend it. So I think that's why they went in. But yeah, I'm not that convinced about buying one for myself until there's really a good reason to buy one.
So Lewis, you're the only one here with a 4K TV. So what are your impressions coming out of the conference?
Well, basically, when I first I heard it was 4K, I was like, oh sweet, yeah, I can finally have 4K gaming now without having like the PC to do it. But like after I've read more into it, I don't think I would be getting it, because it's basically the same as now, but with the 4K gaming, but not movies and everything. Before I was watching 4K Netflix anyway, that was fine. But I don't think just the 4K option and paying £349 again, it's like last I don't know how many years ago, I don't think it's really attractive.
But just on that point, like, I think the Blu-ray, isn't everything moving to like online in the cloud, that you're not actually buying physical
Streaming.
games?
Yeah, it's going
Streaming. Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously the reason the streaming is coming about is because of pirated copies. The only best way to fight that is through doing a streaming service. But yeah, I agree. Blu-ray and DVDs. I mean, look at HMV. They're a dead outlet now. When was the last time any of us went to HMV to say, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy a DVD?
Many years
there
ago.
We go. Yeah, exactly. But I think touching upon that point about all of us spending some money, and Nib's point about us older gamers. Do you guys remember when the PS1 Slim came out? When the condensed version of that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember the condensed version of it when it came out? That really tiny.
It was called the PS1. It was called PS1.
It's called PS1. Yeah, the word one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's basically, in essence, a PS1 Slim. If you were the first actual make. The reason behind that, everyone else said, oh yeah, it's slimmer, but why would you compact a game console that everyone's already got? Well, the release date, September, November, it's Christmas. Most panicking parents are going to be like, what could I get my kid? What could I get this? Oh look, this new Slim version's out. That's where I think their targeted audience is. It's the Christmas boom. That's
I think they're releasing it now for that, but I don't think that's the reason they made it.
Yeah, I know the reason they made it, but marketing-wise, I think it's like regurgitating the same console and handing it out. It doesn't make sense.
For all it's worth.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me. Why bring a high-spec console, as Burke mentioned that? Why would you bring out a high-spec console when your rivals are going to bring one next year?
It's just
the Slim version I can understand.
They want the money, basically.
Never.
Just on the record, the Slim version I'm completely fine with. Replacing the Slim version with the current model, So like the PS4 that I have now is going to be discontinued when the Slim is out. So the only way you can get the current powered PS4 is the PS4 Slim.
Yeah, but the thing is, does that alright? If once the PS4 Slim comes out, is that gonna say your current PS4 is redundant and you can't play any games on it?
No, you could.
Exactly.
So-
Why would you wanna say, okay, you know what? Forget my current PS4. Let's get the Slim, and then next year get another console. I don't.
No,
see-
so
No,
I'm
I
not
don't-
going to get the Slim. But if somebody else wants to buy a Slim,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think the
a PS4, they can buy.
Yeah, I don't think the PS4 Slim is aimed at current PS4 owners. It's
Yeah.
it's aimed at new PS4 owners.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the PS4
yeah.
Pro is aimed at
Us,
uh,
current
us
PS4
who,
owners.
who may want to upgrade, who've got disposable income, or someone who wants to join PS4, the
Go straight to the
PS4 community.
yeah,
to
just give them that extra.
upgrade. But
push,
then the Xbox One S does that too. So I don't know. I think it's a bit of when the rumors started that when it was codenamed PS4 Neo and it was revealed that it was going to be a 4K device, there was a rumor that was going around that they were actually going to reveal it at E3, but Microsoft's conference goes before Sony. And in Microsoft's conference, they revealed a Scorpio, and the rumor was that Sony pulled the PS4
Yeah.
Pro or Neo and didn't want to show that in order to sort of up-spec it or make it more powerful to compete with the Scorpio, and then later reveal it.
I
But
think-
now it's been revealed as just a resolution upgrade,
Change, yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could be. I think I heard a bit more. I heard the other end of that rumor was not because they wanted to up-spec it, but what it was. I think the marketing department at Sony, once they heard that it was a new console revealed by Microsoft, and they were just going to reveal it upscale, it would make their conference look less impactful. So they wanted to do this conference.
Yeah.
You heard the build-up thing, the countdown, everything. It was just trying to make a trying to bring hype around it. Which I thought it would be a new console, the next gen console. That's what I was hoping for.
No, I think next gen is a bit too early because it's not even
Yeah.
because isn't it usually 7-8 years
Yeah.
the generation
And
changes.
I think
I
the
think
next gen could
I
be
think the
different.
4K thing addition to PS4 is not like that bad an idea because the only other 4K you can do is PC gaming, and even that costs you at least $1,000 if you want all the best bits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you want a PS4 that does that in £349, I mean, why wouldn't you do it if you want 4K gaming?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point. It's out of the box, 400, 399 or whatever, 349, 4K enabled device. Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? I don't like the name PS4 Pro. I think well, it's not what Palm said, but it sounds like Apple-esque.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
iPad Pro.
iPad Pro.
I prefer PS4 Neo, but I think maybe that sounds a bit cheesy.
To me, that's the most concerning thing. I mean, Lewis touched on it there that console gamers are used to having a long generation, spending a lot of time with one console. They're not used to these yearly updates to the hardware. You spend £400, you expect to get at least 5, 6, 7 years with that console. I know I'm speaking about Microsoft a lot, but I think it's poignant that we should speak about what Microsoft is doing as the key competitor. That Microsoft stressed in the E3 conference that they are going to be going generation less. So the Scorpio, when it's released next year, we should assume that we can probably upgrade the Scorpio in the future, in 2019, 2020, if you want to upgrade the graphics, the GPU, whatever. If they are saying that it's going generation less, or they're going to be releasing these yearly updates to their consoles. And for me, as a console gamer, I don't game on PC. I've always gamed on a console. That's slightly concerning. Is that fine? If I did want to plunge in and buy the PS4 Pro when it gets released in November, does that mean in summer 2018 I'm going to be buying another PS4, and then a year and a half later I'm going to be buying another PS4, and so on and so forth?
So, just touching about that Microsoft thing. So, when they mean by generationless, are they saying, like you said, they want you can upgrade the hardware?
Yeah, well, they didn't specifically say that, but it was a very vague statement that they made in their presentation, which is that they're focusing on trying to go generationless. So they like in the future you won't need to spend every time £400 to upgrade the box. You just spend £100 and upgrading this.
Wouldn't that mean you're no longer a console gamer? Because that's what basically PC gamers do. That'll take you away from it. Because what Microsoft will say, here's a box for you. All right, cool. Now you want to play 4K games? Just upgrade your graphics card on it. Which, well, forget that. Go buy yourself a PC. If that happens, I'm just gonna go buy myself a PC.
Exactly. I mean, that's the most concerning thing. So, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's like renaming our PCs each time we fucking upgrade them as well. It just doesn't make any sense. I just don't. I think that Microsoft are doing wonders with gaming, console gaming. But I've always stressed that when they started getting into the game, that eventually they will pull back to the PC generation because that's what they're good at, and they're gonna make it work, integrate with Windows so badly that.
Well, they are already.
Exactly.
Yeah, like a lot of the games
your actual console will be a Windows device. It will just probably boot up like Windows and probably give you a blue screen of death.
That's why I don't PC.
Oh yeah, and Macs are great.
No, man, I don't want to. I want to get a game and put it in the console and play it. I don't want to like that. Now you got to install, you got to download this patch and all that.
Yeah, no,
stuff.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Sorry, I think the audio cut out for Nib in like mid sentence.
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know what he said. And I don't know
I just want to plug and play. I don't want to. Well, even though like you have to download patches and stuff now and install the game, but it's still better than what I think it would be like on a PC. I'd have to worry about, do I have the right specs? Do I have to, do this, that, the other, getting viruses?
I mean, I know you said you don't want to worry about upgrading stuff and all that. That was just the same conversation I had, just saying the fact is if Microsoft have their way of going generationless and just expect you to upgrade the hardware, you're doing the same thing as you would with the PC.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that if they did that.
I think
you see, you probably know about PlayStation now. I think it's going to head in that direction where everything's on the cloud and you just pay for a service and you can play all the games you want.
Do you know what I say?
It's not going to happen anytime soon, but I think that's where it's heading.
I said forget the consoles, they're just trying to con you. Just get the PC, that's what they're all trying to get to.
No.
Come join the master race.
They're just scared of that price.
Race,
that price point is just so scary. Man, can you imagine if they released a console that's like £800?
Yeah, I know, I get that, but you have to realize at the end of the day, the PC is not just a gaming thing. You can do everything else on it.
Yeah. I mean,
go on, Karen.
No, go.
I was gonna summarize it, but that's fine. But you carry on.
I had one other point that I wanted to make was like in terms of the future of gaming, and like how are games going to improve going forward? So like, what type of games are we going to be playing in 2, 3, 5 years? So,
well, are we going to be playing games?
Well, I am. So,
I mean, all I can do is I hope that it focuses more on the storytelling and those kind of things instead of always multiplayer.
Yeah. For me, I just like every like graphics on everything, and it just seems like the industry is just like so obsessed with frames per second and resolution, and Xbox One is 720 and PS4 is 1080, and it's just like so annoying that games at their core are supposed to be about gameplay, the mechanics, the storyline.
Yeah, they're very much taking a backward step when it comes to.
Yeah.
And like
it's not really about the games. It's more about other things, like you said, like frames per second and all these things. Yeah. But it really shouldn't be.
The games we're playing now are pretty much the same games we were playing last generation, but they're just prettier.
That's it.
I mean, that's like in 5 years' time, am I going to be playing Witcher 4 when it's exactly like Witcher 3, but it's bigger and prettier? Like, there's no advancements in terms of storytelling or character development or anything.
I think we should use a better game example, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Witcher 3 is awesome.
Okay.
Let's not talk about The Last of Us.
Oh no, don't get me started.
Let's talk about Game of Thrones.
Right, I'm out.
Do you even geek, bro?
Not with Game of Thrones.
You're just a freak.
Okay, let me pop a question to you guys then, just to end it all off, because obviously the whole conference thing has obviously touched a nerve with a lot of us. Our generation, right? And I'm talking about our generation, what we grew up with, and how we are used to our version of multiplayer, being around each other's houses, playing together. And as Lewis touched, we're from the generation of gameplay, mechanics, storyline. Do you think that's going to be like I say, a dying breed? And do you think eventually it will die out so much that you'd be like, you know what, this ain't for me?
I think, I mean, I hope not, but you get all these indie game makers where they're trying to like make their games about the story, and there's not much multiplayer aspects to it. So there is a cool and indie following about the gameplay, like storytelling and stuff, but all these big like EA and whatever else, man, everyone, they're just focused on multiplayer just to sell it to the kids, not really worried about, because that's where the money is, really.
Because for me, it's a scary thought. The fact is that I don't know whether it's me getting older and grayer, but it is a very scary thought for me. The fact is that video games are not video games anymore. They're not social as they used to be. They used to be going around each other's houses. For us, at a certain age, it was about drinking and playing games, and it was the whole thing of bringing everyone together. Now I feel like with this whole online multiplayer, you're sitting in a room, just eating on yourself like a loner with your headphones like that now.
In the attic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Some of us with working webcams and some of us with, broken webcams. But like for me, it's a very, very scary thought, and I hope I'm still into gaming in 5 years' time. But the way it is, although it's meant to be social, it's very unsocial.
Yeah.
In a way, it doesn't build character. It doesn't actually get everyone together. It just says, okay, guys, pay about £100 to play with your friends.
Yeah. I just asked everybody one question: will you be buying a PS4 Slim or will you be buying a PS4 Pro? Nidal, yes or no?
I will not be buying either until there's a good enough reason. Either my PS4 breaks and I need to buy a Slim, or there's a really good game that's only available on, well, it's not going to be, but a really good game on PS4 Pro that makes me want to buy it.
Palms?
I'm not buying either. Even if my PS4 breaks down, I have a PC. I just think, yeah, I just think, you know what, Sony, suck it. I'm Team Microsoft next gen.
Shots fired. And Lewis?
Yeah, I'm not buying it, like either of them. Same as Palms and Nib, but I think if it breaks, I'm not sure. I think it depends what the situation is at the time, when and how far along it breaks.
Yeah. If I'm with you guys there. I'm not going to be buying it, but if something was to happen to my PS4, I'd be buying a PS4 Pro. Not a PS4 Slim. But
You're the reason they keep doing this.
He's the cash cow. They're trying to milk him, not us.
Something has to happen to my
Let's put a sticker on PS4. It's PS4 sticker. But go buy one.
No, something has to happen to my current PS4.
They're gonna get rid of the USB port.
Remember the PS3? Remember that happened? I was fuming. That was the most awesome thing about the PS3 with the ports and card slots, man. Alright, let's not get into that. I get frustrated.
Alright, thanks guys for listening to our views on the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro. Stay tuned to the channel for more.
Yeah, go buy an Xbox One.